How do you work with individual colors in Lightroom? Let me show you how. I'm in the Develop module, and I'm over here in the right panel under HSL, Color Black and White Pane. I'll click on that, open that up, and you can see Hue, Saturation, and Luminance. And underneath each one of these are color sliders. So this is where we get the colors control over the individual colors. For this picture here, let's say I wanted to increase the saturation of the red. I would move the red slider over to the right. I'll go to the extreme so you can see the effect on the monitor. And if you want to desaturate, you go to the left. And now all the reds in this image will be desaturated. I've double-clicked on the arrow, which brings it back to its default setting. An easier way, and perhaps actually a more effective way, is to select the Targeted Adjust tool right over here. Click on that icon. Now there's the arrow on the top and the bottom. And I'll bring that tool over and I'll place it over the color that I want to change. If I click and drag up, you can see my red sliders moving to the right, which is saturating the reds. And if I pull down with the cursor, the slider's moving to the left or desaturating. Now, the cool thing about this is I can move around to the different colors. Like if I want to now just work on the greens in the foliage, I'll click on the green and now I'm going to drag up. And you can see that it's actually moving both the green and the aqua sliders over in the right. And I think that is really the point I'm trying to make here with this TAT tool, is that sometimes you don't know exactly what colors you're dealing with. It may look like green, but in fact, it may have a little aqua in it. This is the case here. Now I'm going to drag it all the way down, and you see what happens. We get a desaturated green aqua. And back up. Okay, so I'm going to double click on these sliders to put those back into their default settings. If I want to reset all the sliders, I'm holding down the Option-Alt key, Option for the Mac, Alt for the PC, and I can just click there, and everything will go back to its default setting. So that was saturation. What if you want to change the hue or the luminance values? Well, with the TAT tool selected down here in the toolbar, you can see the target group. In this case is saturation. I can move it to hue. I could have also done it here by just selecting hue. And now, when I have the tool over a color I want to work with and click and drag, it's going to work on the hue of that color. You see that? How it changes. You see the slider moving too. So I'm just dragging up and then dragging down and working on those colors. The same goes for the green. I'm going to click on the green in the trees and change the hue of those colors. I'm not really happy with that, so I'm going to reset hue, again, Option-Alt, click there, and I'm going to show you how to change the luminance values of individual colors. I'm going to choose luminance over here. I could have also chosen it here. I still have my TAT tool selected. I'll come over here now and once again click and drag up. And this is lightening the values of the red only. And now this is darkening the values of the red too much. You get the idea. And the same with the greens. Drag down to darken the green. Now, you can see that this is a global effect. So all the green, not just the green in the trees, but the green in the grass is also affected. Okay, so I go up and down like that. And that's just changing the luminance values of those particular colors. So when I'm done using the TAT tool, I can select Done here or use the Escape key. And now the tool, you can see, is deselected, and I'm back to using my sliders. I'm going to reset the luminance back to their default settings. So that sums up how to work with individual colors in Lightroom.